Man, look here. I would hope that you would go about implementing this in your life. And in implementing this, you could never be disappointed. Come to understand the basic foundations of life is that you don't expect anything, but you learn to accept everything. And that is a lesson that I had to learn at one of my most vulnerablest points. But going through this lesson, I don't even think I was ready to comprehend the magnitude at which this lesson had so much value in it. Because nobody knows what tomorrow brings. The only thing we can do is go about preparing the best we can. But the only thing about life that I had to learn was that it's going to go the way it's supposed to go. And despite the attitude that I held or the feeling that people cannot be so cold and callous towards one another, was shaken up in a form or fashion, only to go about illustrating that don't expect anything from anybody. Learn to accept people, life, and situations for what they are. And it took me to a place. I was journeying in life, trying to find my way. But along this journey, it seems so long and tedious that it almost seems as if though it wouldn't come to an end. Exhausted, battered, beaten down. Life would not let this lesson pass me by, because for this knowledge I desperately needed in order for my elevation to grow and go about seeing life for what life was. Now, along on this journey, I run into this man that I know. Excited, relieved. I felt that my help had arrived. And I almost had a small smile. And upon having this small smile, I said, you could give me the help that I need. But to my surprise, this is where this lesson took a twist. This man only laughed. And he says, look at you. Can't even help yourself. And it's one of those lessons where my heart sank. And I'm going to tell you why my heart sank. Because this is my own grandfather who said this to me. But I just couldn't wrap my mind around it in that, man, we supposed to be blood. You supposed to look out for each other. But there was an intervention. Somebody told me, don't worry about that. Just keep rocking, keep going. But I'm still shaking my head like, this can't be. But as time went on, some lessons just don't quite erase themselves because they stick with you. I go forth and my mindset evolves into realizing that people could only be themselves. People don't owe me nothing. And I have to learn to go about accepting people for what they go about illustrating, the point that they want to make. I have to accept them for them. And from that day forward, it's been a bittersweet relationship. And in there, I treat everybody on a basis, on a level of peace, that my peace may go out and be with you. And if that peace robs you or irritates you, it's best we go our own way, because I have learned to accept the situation for what it is. And accepting the situation where a lot of us go about getting into trouble is because we're trying to force something round in a square peg. No, it can't fit. With all the attempts that we go about making, if it just did not coincide, if the energies aren't right, it's best you go your way and leave that person to go their way. As much as you would want to make certain things work. And the realization brought me the understanding that people carry on in a way only to go about hiding their true feelings. And that's why I always tell each and everybody, just because you smile, that don't mean you wish me well. Because you, like me, must come to realize and know the truth lies not in when things are good. And don't forget this. If you want to know any of your people's family members, friends, true characteristics and notion, look at them when everything is going wrong. Because when everything is going good, everybody is a good actor. Everybody performs in a way that only goes about illustrating what they want you to see. But when cataclysm comes about, all that pretending goes out the window, because they can only show you who they are. Take it from me. If you want to see how your family feel about you, tell everybody you're doing bad and see who gives a damn. But don't be disappointed by the answer you get. Be enlightened that you will come to realize and know who pretends around you. We must learn that it's best to accept people for who they are and don't expect anything from anybody. Because one thing about life will break your perception You know I love y'all. That's how we do it around here. Bless. One.